and European League winners. We have conclusions now. We have La Liga, Real Madrid have won. Serie A, Inter. Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen, Liga, PSG. Eredivisie, PSV are champions now with Peter Bosz. Portuguese League, all hints for Sporting to win it. And now, the Premier League seems to be the one with the biggest doubt. Is it Arsenal or Man City? And I believe it'll be Man City 4 in a row. But we have to talk about La Liga. Real Madrid winning the way they did. Xavi, ending a trophyless season. It's not the best way to end things, especially when you say you're going to go and then you stay. But one thing's for sure. The trust in La Masia makes Xavi staying the right decision. But for Real Madrid...
I agree.
Real Madrid, 103 titles. Every Barca fan, it's their nightmare happening in the next 3 years. Mbappe is going to Real Madrid. They seem to be the favorites towards winning the Champions League every single season with this team. And the culture is all about winning with this Galacticos core. Real Madrid with this young core. Vini has 11 trophies. Valverde already has 11. Militão 10. Camavinga 8. Rodrigo 10. Tchouaméni 5 trophies. He just arrived to replace Casemiro. And now with Jude Bellingham with 2 trophies too. This is the start of a new winning culture. Don't be surprised if they three-peat again in the Champions League in the next 5 to 10 years. That is a plausible statement. Mad.
And, there's a lot to unpack here. They did it with an early injury crisis, too. They did it even when they promised Luka Modrić a whole lot of time and they weren't able to give it to him.
True.
Carlo Ancelotti had to make really tough decisions. And he actually also has gotten a lot, I got to say. I know nepotism is a real talk about things, but his son is really starting to shine through. Him and Mori, the 2 assistant coaches, are really starting to shine through for this Real Madrid team. And another wonder kid manager potentially in the making in the future. But before we get to that point, I have to bring this up. Exactly,
Carlo.
But before we get to what makes how we got to this point, right? Because the Barca thing goes a little bit deeper, and that game was spectacular football to watch. My gosh. But Leverkusen, right, is unbeaten this season. Leverkusen in the Bundesliga have played 32 league games now, and they have conceded 24 goals. And I just mentioned at the beginning of this that Real Madrid, right, have had a very big defensive crisis to start the year. Thibaut Courtois, gone. Eder Militão, thankfully he's back, was gone earlier this season. They had to put Tchouaméni back there, essentially against his will, although, of course, he's grown into that role and been phenomenal. And that's not the only thing, but they have managed in La Liga this season to be the best defense, bar none. 22 goals conceded in 34 league games, so played 2 more games than Bayer Leverkusen has. And all these games were played essentially with a hodgepodge defense, right? And I think that deserves a lot of credit because it's not just the attack. I think this, believe it or not, was won with defense. It was. They don't have an out-and-out striker. It was won with defense, and it's impressive.
And you say it was Real Madrid won their season with defense, and it was the first league title of Antonio Rudiger's career. That's mad.
Wow.
That's mad. Wow. We all expect him to have won a league title already. He's not like Kingsley Coman, but I think his heritage one day will be perceived higher than Kingsley Coman because Rudiger is one of the best center backs in the world. And you said it, Breton. Real Madrid started this season without a starting goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois.
Right.
Real Madrid has started this season without 2 starting center backs, Alaba and Eder Militão, and without a starting striker too. Okay, so this is one of the best seasons I've seen in ever of Don Carlo Ancelotti that only has 1 loss in La Liga. A manager that is the first manager to win the first 5, the top 5 European leagues, and the first manager to win 4 UCL titles. Don Carlo Ancelotti, one of the best ever.
Yeah.
One of his best seasons is now this one. You cannot go against this one. And Xavi and Girona deserves a shout because we're mentioning La Liga.
Of course.
Girona beats Barca 4-2 at home, and they did away too. Don't forget that. Historically, it's their first time now in the Champions League because of this season. And Artem Dovbyk, 20 goals, 6 assists, record signing for a reason, and he's proven to be one of the most attractive strikers to sign in next summer.
Shrewd.
So let's wait and see if that will happen. Okay.
but here's the issue that I have with that game. If there's anything that Barcelona should be embarrassed about this particular season, it's the fact that Girona had their number both home and away.
True.
I know. Previous to this has never been a rivalry. Well, guess what? It's a rivalry now. It's a rivalry. They're an hour away from each other. They're both Catalonian clubs.
Barca, Real, still, Breton. Come on.
Well, of course. You can have two rivalries. I'm just saying, 2 times. I mean, it's kind of like Sassuolo having Inter's number this season in Serie A when Inter's top of the table and Sassuolo's fighting for Serie A life.
Good save,
which is just crazy to think.
Save,
but Girona is just they deserve so much more talk. And I know we gave it to them earlier this season, but for them to actually come back, because they were looking a little iffy heading into the final stretch of this La Liga season. And I think Barca had all the momentum heading into this game. And in fact, it felt that way in the first 20 minutes. But then, Porto, that goal that he scored, unbelievable. Miguel Gutierrez had an own goal and then came back and scored, a penalty conceded.
True.
And then came back and scored a goal for himself. They have some young players that could wind up staying with this squad. The issue is they're heading into their first Champions League season ever. And I couldn't tell you what that roster is going to look like next season.
I think it
tell you
could
what
be
it's gonna look
better,
like.
maybe. I think Leverkusen will keep a lot of their stars. But with Girona, I don't think Dovbyk will stay. I don't think Miguel Gutierrez will stay.
What about
Savi's
Michel?
already been confirmed to go to Man City. Michel could stay. I think Michel could stay, yes. And he's a vital piece towards guaranteeing maybe another Champions League run if everything goes right. But they'll have investment because Girona is City group. And last on Real, because we have other leagues, but Real Madrid, this is what I got to respect. Florentino Perez has now surpassed Santiago Bernabeu as the president with the most titles in Real Madrid history. Wow. And Florentino Perez, the focus of him with this generation, Real Madrid's golden generation now with Vini, Jude Bellingham, Valverde, Rodrigo, they've always been coached by the best managers available. Zidane, now Carlo Ancelotti, and next will be Xabi Alonso. There's a care in developing these players. Vini is the top goal scorer in El Clasico, Brazilian goal scorer in El Clasico, with so many stars have passed beforehand. There's a chance of having Ballon d'Or winners only at Real Madrid in the next 5 to 10 years. Like, there's a chance. Not saying it's going to happen. So they need to be treated the right way. And Florentino Perez always has the main concern towards the manager at the top. And he's always had it right. So the fact that Casemiro, Kroos, Modric, that happened with Zidane. Then we have a Benzema having a phenomenal season with Carlo. So it's so many right decisions that you got to respect who's at the top. So, and Modric became the oldest player ever to have a La Liga game, 38 years old.
Oh, look at that.
So most decorated Real Madrid player next to Nacho. So they go hand in hand. So let's see if Modric will extend. But other leagues, PSV, we said Real Madrid won La Liga with only one loss. Guess who did that too? PSV. Yeah. They won Eredivisie with only one loss. Peter Bosz, you got to remember this name. Luke de Jong playing phenomenal football. Joey Veerman, Johan Bakayoko, even Noah Lang having really good moments this season. So kudos to PSV Eindhoven.
Actually, it's a former. We got to talk. Malik Tillman had 9 goals, 11 assists this season. Under the radar. Under the radar. I think he only had like maybe 14 or 15 starts for them because he wasn't there.
Copa America starter?
The season. Well, it depends on the health of our players right now. We just lost Serginho Dest. No, but he's definitely going to get his chances. He will definitely. Do I think he starts right away? Probably not.
That's an interesting.
But Malik Tillman, I'm just sad for Serginho Dest is out for a while. 9 to 12 months. Malik Tillman, though, 9 goals, 11 assists in the Eredivisie. Ricardo Pepi, 7 goals. I think he wants more playing time, so we'll see what happens there. But the biggest thing is Ernie Stewart. I don't know if you know the name from U.S. history, but U.S. men's national team winger, played a part in the massive USA versus Colombia upset in the 1994 World Cup. Also was the Philadelphia Union technical director. He was also the U.S. soccer technical director, and now he is the guy that pieced this Eredivisie squad together. Hence why we have so many Americans likely on that squad. But listen, this is their first title, 25th overall, first title since 2017, 2018. I didn't know it was that long. I mean, I know it's not that long, but there are only so many like major clubs in the Eredivisie.
True.
The only reason that this was not clinched sooner, and I hate to bring it back to Arne Slot, but the only reason it was not clinched sooner with the ridiculously historic type of season that PSV Eindhoven had is because Feyenoord were so dang good this season too, after winning last season. So those two teams, I mean, we'll see if PSV can do it all over again. But,
it's
yeah,
true.
where's Ajax?
It's not looking too good. And 107 goals scored by PSV. These are quite remarkable numbers. Two managers, Arne Slot and Peter Bosz, that we believe will be coaching top teams real soon. Arne Slot, we already know. He is going to Liverpool. And yes, Portuguese League. I want to mention, in the previous podcast, we haven't focused too much on the Portuguese League. And I wanted to give a special moment to Sporting. Sporting are going to win the league second time in 4 years. Rúben Amorim is the main reason why. And it's an historic season that will always be remembered for Sporting fans. They're 100% victorious at home, Sporting. 16 games, 16 wins. Rúben Amorim, by winning the league, will become the youngest manager ever to win 2 league titles in Portuguese league history. Victor Gyökeres has 56 goal involvements. But Gonçalo Inácio, Martin Huilman, all players that are improving massively with Rúben Amorim guiding them. So it's a consequence of good decisions on and off the pitch. Sporting wins the league because of the development of players and smart business in the transfer window. This season, Breton, Sporting and Rúben Amorim, development, Trincão, Paulinho, Eduardo Quaresma, Franco Israel, Dário Isugu, a good loan, Matheus Fernandes, a positive loan, Fataú, a positive loan, and a Daniel Bragança, a Morita. So many players that we look at them, and the fingerprint of Rúben Amorim is massively present. This is a top manager that I'm putting all my chips on him becoming the next great Portuguese manager, Rúben Amorim. He's the man who convinces Gyökeres to come. He's the guy.
Well, and
you were there, Breton. Breton witnessed the first match of Victor Gyökeres in the league. 2 goals scored. Breton was there. And he's one of the best signings ever in Portuguese league football. Breton, a man from Philly, can say he witnessed history.
It's true. And the last time I was there before that, I got to see Enzo Fernandez and Antonio Silva. They weren't debuts, but to see them before Antonio Silva has not made a move, but to see Enzo before he left for Chelsea, that was pretty dang awesome too. It only makes me wonder what I'm going to be doing, a couple months from now when I'm there for the Euros. But
you'll be watching Euro 2024 in big TVs. That'll be.
I love it. I love it. Now remember, I got kids. Those kids can't drink beer.
No.
I'm so looking forward to that, man. I just to watch a Portugal game in Portugal. Right? I know not in person, but just to watch it with I can't wait for it.
I think
cannot wait for it.
Loads of people like from Germany, from other points of Europe, they want to watch the Euros in the sun. So they're going to watch it in Portugal with good prices of beers. Let's see what's going to happen, but that's going to be really fun. Really fun.
I will tell you right now, there are more people, and this is like a good thing for Portugal. It's also a bad thing because there are more people talking about Portugal over here in the States as a destination, as a place that they want to go, or have gone or already booked tickets. So I know there's a push and pull to tourists.
That's because of Gyökeres.
It's definitely. I think it's Rúben Amorim for sure. But before we move forward, I know you have said it in past podcasts, but I do have to ask you. You already have a Sporting manager lined up for after Rúben Amorim leaves, correct?
Actually, I don't really know.
No?
For me,
Okay.
I'll say this as a prediction. I
Okay.
think the best manager in the Portuguese league next season, or one of the best managers in the Portuguese league next season, surprising will be the Braga manager, Daniel Souza. That's gone from
Okay.
Maroca to Braga, and he'll be next season at Braga. Watch out
Yeah.
for Braga next season. They'll be pushing for the top three. A lot harder than this season. That they have good players.
Interesting.
Simon Banza, Ricardo Horta staying. They're a good team,
sure.
but this Sporting team, like, I've never seen Sporting fans as happy as they are. And they're happy because they
good.
got one of the greatest managers they've ever seen with Rúben Amorim and one of the greatest signings they've ever seen in the Portuguese league with Vítor Gyökeres. It's historic what he has done. The celebration has crossed the world. We all know what it means. It means Vítor Gyökeres has scored a goal. He will only leave for the 100 million. And I don't think Rúben Amorim would leave Sporting to go to West Ham. Only a top team in Europe will convince Ruben to leave such a good position that he has with Sporting. He would be the favorite next season with the right signings and with Gyökeres staying to win the league 3 times in 5 years. So it has to be a worthy project. Gonçalo Inácio, Pot, Huilmand, all players that are references in the Sporting team with Ruben guiding them. And don't forget, Breton, Nuno Mendes, Pedro Porro, Palhinha, Mateus Nunes were all coached by Rúben Amorim. So that's the common factor.
Very true.
Coached by Rúben Amorim. So
There you
I
go.
wanted to give this moment because the Portuguese league is now with 3 great teams with Sporting, Porto, and Benfica, all fighting towards winning the league. And Porto, André Villas-Boas, new president. Pinta Costa, phenomenal president, the most decorated president ever in football, I think. 42 years in charge. And now it's Villas-Boas. That will be an interesting one. And yes, Leicester. Did we say Leicester won the championship?
We did, and a lot of that was because
of Jamie
Fatawu.
Vardy.
And Jamie Vardy. But Fatawu, I mean, he has been unmarkable for Leicester City late this season, as some, like Patson Daka, has been in and out of the side. But Fatawu, and I think it's amazing already that Sporting has agreed to sell him for what they got 17 million or so. I think that's one of the hardest things to do. When you got somebody that does as well, it's kind of like the Jadon Sancho issue. You got to be happy that his value has risen to a point where you can now let him go, and you make a little money off of it, and you can spend that money wisely to find the next Victor Gyökeres, because all good things have to come to an end. And Gyökeres, Amorim, I mean, there's change afoot.
Let's see.
Is right.
It's a great talk too. It's true. But let us know, European leagues, were you surprised? Were you not? Do you want us to make a team of the season of each of the leagues? Let us know down below in the comment section and like this video for more videos just like this.